What if I told you that Victoria Ruffo is living a double life? That behind the queen of soap operas hides a multi-millionaire empire no one talks about. Because while you cried watching her on screen, she was building a fortune so powerful she could disappear from the spotlight today and still make money forever. But how did she do it? How does a woman known for heartbreak, drama, and slow-motion tears become one of the wealthiest and most strategic women in Latin American entertainment? And here's the real question: what part of her success is she still hiding? Welcome to a journey inside the hidden empire of Victoria Ruffo, where luxury isn't a lifestyle, it's a legacy. She's not just a beloved actress. She's a silent mogul. A woman who took the fame you gave her and turned it into real power. And today, we're pulling back the curtain on everything: the fortune, the mansion, the secrets, the strategy, and what she's preparing to do next that might shock the entire industry. But before we dive in, ask yourself this: what would you do with over $82 million? Would you keep working, or walk away and never look back? Because that's exactly the decision Victoria Ruffo is facing right now. Behind the cameras, she's built an empire that includes high-end perfume lines, fashion brands, real estate, sports investments, and even vodka endorsements. Yes, vodka. So why is no one talking about it? Maybe because she doesn't want them to. Maybe because her quiet wealth is louder than any headline. While most actresses focus on red carpets and fame, Victoria focused on control, ownership, longevity. She knew from the start, acting makes you loved, but business makes you free. And she played both games perfectly. Let's start with her fragrance line, From Victoria with Love. It's not just perfume, it's prestige in a bottle. And it's been flying off the shelves ever since it launched. Each scent is a chapter of her life. And fans, they're buying those chapters by the thousands. But her moves didn't stop there. Victoria also launched a fashion line not flashy, but classy. Just like her. Tailored pieces. Elegant fabrics. Designs that whisper wealth without shouting it. That's the Ruffo signature. And then, the royalties. What most people forget is that telenovelas never die. They just rerun. And every rerun pays Victoria again. Imagine making money today from a role you filmed 20 years ago. That's passive income on a superstar scale. But here's what's wild. Even with all this wealth, Victoria isn't living in a fortress in Beverly Hills or a penthouse in Dubai. She lives in a peaceful, luxurious mansion in Pachuca. Paz. A home built not to impress but to feel. It has everything: a lush garden, a sparkling pool, timeless decor. But her favorite place? A simple bedroom upstairs with nothing but a bed and a TV. Why? Because for all her riches, Victoria still craves peace over polish. Still wants warmth over wow. And yes, she has help. She's openly admitted she doesn't like cooking. Doesn't even know how. She hires someone to take care of that. Because her time, it's worth too much. And here's something the media never tells you: her family life is just as real as yours. One of the most unforgettable moments was during a rare home interview. Her son, Jose Eduardo, the one she had with comedy icon Eugenio Derbez, refused to greet the camera. No smile, no wave. Why? He just wasn't in the mood. That moment? More real than any scene on TV. Because behind the star, there's a mother, a woman, a human being. But don't let the simplicity fool you. Victoria Ruffo's wealth is everywhere you look if you know where to look. Take her cars. She's been spotted in a Cadillac Escalade, a Mercedes-Benz S-Class, a BMW X5, and even an Audi 7. None of them scream for attention. But all of them speak one language: luxury. And that's exactly how she likes it. Understated. Elegant. Powerful. Now let's talk fashion. Victoria doesn't chase trends. She sets standards. Her wardrobe is full of timeless pieces. Brands like Carolina Herrera, Dolce and Gabbana. Classic white shirts, black dresses, silhouettes that never go out of style. And the jewelry? She wears it like armor. Cartier love bracelets, Tiffany diamond earrings. Small, subtle, but worth thousands. She doesn't need to shine. She is the shine. But here's what makes her different. Victoria Ruffo didn't stumble into success. She designed it. Every career move was calculated. Every investment planned. Every public moment protected. She built a fortune while keeping her privacy. She built an empire while you thought she was just acting. So ask yourself, how many celebrities can say that? How many stars last this long and still call the shots? Victoria Ruffo is not just surviving in an industry that eats people alive. She's thriving, evolving, and outsmarting it at every turn. And she's not done. Because the next phase of her life might just be the most surprising of all. So if you've made it this far, hit that like button, comment your favorite part so far, and whatever you do, don't miss what comes next. We're just getting started. But the most shocking secrets about Victoria Ruffo aren't hidden in tabloids. They're tucked inside her designer handbags. Yes, you heard that right. Because when a woman walks through life carrying purses worth over $30,000, you have to wonder, what else is she carrying that we don't see? Behind every Hermes Birkin, every Louis Vuitton Capucines, every Chanel classic flap, there's a story. And some of those stories, they've never been told. Until now. What would you find inside the $100,000 Birkin bag she clutched during that suspicious red carpet moment? A forgotten love letter? A private medical document? A clue that would finally explain why her relationship with Eugenio Derbez crashed and burned in front of the world. That's the thing about Victoria Ruffo. While she plays queens on TV, in real life, she's been fighting off scandals like a warrior. But she doesn't do it with words. She does it with style. Christian Louboutins, Gucci loafers, Valentino stilettos cachon. She walks in silence, but every step screams, I'm still here. And those luxury items? They're more than fashion. They're armor. Emotional shields crafted in Italian leather. Because when the paparazzi won't stop flashing, and the whispers get louder, you learn to wear elegance like a weapon. You see, Victoria's fashion choices have never been random. They're carefully calculated, like moves in a chess game played under the spotlight. And if you look close enough, they reveal far more than any interview ever could. Especially when she travels. And trust me, she travels like royalty. We're not talking about tourist traps or hotel chains. We're talking private gondolas in Venice, $500 dinners in Paris, and 5-star getaways with her husband Omar Fayyad. But here's the catch. When the headline said Omar might move to Norway as a diplomat, something felt off. Was it a political move? Or the beginning of a silent goodbye? The internet exploded with speculation. Rumors of divorce flew faster than her private jet. And while most celebrities panic, Victoria laughed. Literally. She posted memes about it. But was that confidence or deflection? Because when journalist Alex Caffey said, it's official, the divorce is happening, fans didn't question it. They believed it. Why? Because it made sense. After 22 years of marriage, separate lives, public pressures, who wouldn't crack? But Victoria didn't crack. She clapped back with humor. We've been in crisis since we got married, she said, with that iconic smirk that hides 1,000 truths. Omar played along, joking, I'm not divorcing her. I'm not trading one hell for another. Was that just banter, or something darker? Because if you've ever been in a long-term relationship, you know jokes like that. They come from somewhere real. And that's what makes Victoria's story so irresistible. You never know where the performance ends, and the truth begins. And it's not the first time she's faced heartbreak with a smile. Let's rewind to Eugenio Derbez. People think the drama was the breakup. Wrong. The real scandal was the fake wedding. Yes, according to Eugenio, Their entire marriage was a lie. Imagine loving someone who later says, "We were never married." That doesn't just break your heart. That erases your past. And yet, she kept her head high. While he joked on talk shows, she built an empire. She raised their son, Jose Eduardo, almost entirely on her own. She starred in hit after hit. And she did it all while tabloids dragged her name through the dirt. That takes strength. But her past isn't just Eugenia. There was Jaime Garza, Ricardo Rocha. Powerful men, famous men. Men who played major roles in her life and then vanished like ghost chapters. Every name tied to Victoria tells a different story. Some filled with passion, others with pain, but none of them could dim her light. Because she's not just a soap opera icon, she is the soap opera. She's the cliffhanger, the twist, the forbidden romance. And that's why, when she steps into a room, even in silence, the world listens. But don't let the glam fool you. Behind every paparazzi shot, behind every gown stitched by hand, there's a woman who's been through hell and chose not to let it show. And maybe that's what makes her different. She doesn't beg for sympathy. She doesn't expose her wounds. She just keeps moving, one perfect heel at a time. Because luxury isn't about money. It's about control. Control over your narrative, over your image, over what the world thinks they know. So when she shows up with a $100,000 Birkin, it's not just a flex. It's a reminder, I've survived worse than your opinion. And now you have to wonder, are the rumors of divorce just smoke? Or is there a fire behind those perfectly curated smiles? Has she really found peace with Omar Fayad? Or are they just another power couple clinging to the illusion? And perhaps the biggest question of all, what secrets is she still keeping? Let us know in the comments, do you think the rumors are true? Or are Victoria and Omar just outsmarting the press? And if you're loving this story, smash that like button. Share it. Tag someone who still remembers her from La Fiera. Because what's coming next? It'll blow everything wide open. And no, you're not ready. But the most shocking part wasn't their reunion. It was what happened when the cameras stopped rolling. Victoria Ruffo, a legend in Mexican television, a diva of unmatched elegance, has lived under the spotlight for decades. Yet behind the glamour, the perfect smile, and her stunning roles, there's a storm of secrets that no one ever dared to confront. Until now. For years, her love life has been the subject of endless speculation. Forbidden romances, unconfirmed flings, and moments so intense they felt scripted, except they weren't. And suddenly, all of that came crashing back into the spotlight the moment she reunited with her ex, Eugenio Derbez, in a scene no one expected to witness in this lifetime. Why were they both there? Smiling, calm, together. It was supposed to be a simple family moment, the arrival of baby Tessa, their shared granddaughter. But what looked like a peaceful celebration turned into a viral sensation. One that made everyone ask the same question. Are they back? A baby shower isn't exactly the place where you expect two exes, famously estranged for years, to casually hang out. Yet there they were, surrounded by balloons and pastel roses, standing side by side like nothing ever happened. But everything had happened. Years of legal battles, public jabs, and silence. Years of avoiding each other, all are erased in one moment. And just when fans started to believe the fairy tale, Victoria's current husband, Omar Fayad, stepped in with words that sparked even more questions than answers. "There's no separation," he said in a live interview. "You've seen it yourselves. We even joke about it." Wait, what? He laughed off the rumors, calling it part of having a dysfunctional family, but the tone, the expression. Why joke about a breakup unless there's some truth behind it? His job, her career, the distance, it's all very understandable. But couples who are solid don't usually have to explain themselves in public. And definitely not with a smile that doesn't quite reach the eyes. And while everyone was busy analyzing every word Omar said, someone else entered the picture. Someone whose name has followed Victoria for years like a whisper. Cesar Evora. Yes, that's Cesar Evora. Her co-star. Her on-screen soulmate. Their chemistry has always been suspiciously perfect. Too good. Too real. For years, fans believed there was something going on behind the scenes. And now, with Victoria back in the headlines, Cesar re-emerged with a message so heartfelt it reignited every single rumor. Was it a coincidence? Or was this his way of saying, I never stopped caring? Because the way he looked at her recently, in a behind-the-scenes interview, wasn't just friendly. It was familiar. And this wasn't the only name being whispered in hushed tones. Flashback to 1983, La Fiera aired on television, and millions were glued to their screens. The fire between Victoria and Guillermo Capetillo. Unmistakable. They never confirmed anything. But insiders have whispered for decades that their connection went far beyond the script. Then, there's Luis Gatica. Unlike the others, he didn't hide it. I fell in love with Victoria, he admitted. Plain and simple. A whirlwind 4-month romance, born on the set of La Fiera. Intense. Brief. But unforgettable. You can act passion. You can fake romance. But heartbreak? That kind of truth shows in your eyes. And through all of this, the rumored lovers, the mysterious silences, the unexpected reunion, one tiny person managed to do what no one else could. Baby Tessa. She didn't just bring her family together, she healed them. When I saw my daughter holding her daughter, everything changed, Jose Eduardo confessed. That moment, raw, honest, was like a window into a new chapter. Because suddenly Victoria and Eugenio went exes. They weren't bitter enemies. They were grandparents, looking at the same child with the same heart. That baby shower wasn't just a party. It was a soft reset. Victoria went all out. Imperial tables, lavish floral arrangements, a dessert table worthy of a royal wedding. Everything pink, everything perfect. But no decoration could match the emotions in the room. People weren't just taking pictures. They were capturing history. Because in between hugs and champagne toasts, old wounds quietly began to close. And when Victoria later posted a picture of little Tessa calling her my queen, it broke the internet. Thousands of fans flooded the comments. Maribel Guardia said it best, she's a princess, and the grandmother is a queen. Victoria isn't just a telenovela queen. She's a survivor. A woman who has fought for her career, her child, her peace. And now she's stepping into a role even bigger than all her others. Matriarch. Not long ago, she posted another photo, a candid shot of Tessa with a pacifier, staring directly at the camera. No filters, no posing. Just raw innocence. And that's what struck people most. This wasn't Victoria the actress. This was Victoria the grandmother. Vulnerable. Proud. In love. And perhaps that's the biggest twist of all. After decades of being talked about, gossiped over, chased by tabloids, Victoria finally took control of her own story. She showed the world that family isn't about perfection. It's about resilience. That even when love ends, respect can remain. That healing is possible. That no matter how complicated life gets, there's always a way back home. So what do you think? Was this just a moment of peace, or the beginning of something more? Do you believe Victoria and Eugenio still have feelings for each other? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk. And if you want to see more behind-the-scenes stories of your favorite stars, the scandals, the truth, the moments they never wanted you to see, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because if this story moved you, just wait until you see what's coming next. We're only getting started.